of Odysseus and Cyclops. Odysseus and his crew came to an island. They were exploring the island when they wandered into a cave. Inside the cave, the men made a fire and ate off their cheese, milk, and other food items. The Cyclops named Polyphemus entered the cave and says, "Strangers, who are you?" The men explained where they were from and why they were here. While Odysseus was explaining himself, Polyphemus takes two crewmen into his hands. He beat out their brains, splattering them to the floor, and ate them.
Oh.
The men cried out to Zeus while this was going on, while Cyclops finished eating his meal. Then he lay down to sleep. The men pondered the idea of killing Cyclops, but they turned this idea down because they would be trapped inside the cave. In the morning, Cyclops awoke hungry, so he took some more men for breakfast. Next, Cyclops leaves the cave with the sheep. Meanwhile, the men made a stick over a fire. While Cyclops came back in the cave, the men offered him some liquor. Cyclops drank 3 bowls. While Cyclops was enjoying his drink, Cyclops asked of the leader's name. Odysseus answered,
Nobody.
His name was Nobody. Cyclops falls asleep from the liquor, and while he was asleep, the men drove the spike they made from the fire into his eye. Cyclops wakes up screaming. Cyclops' neighbor came to the cave asking what was the problem. Cyclops responded, "Nobody hurt me." So the neighbor left thinking everything was okay. The men tied the sheep together and put his men in the middle row of sheep. They rode off, hidden underneath the sheep's fur. Cyclops needed to let out a seat, so he patted down each sheep to check for the men, but the men were hidden underneath. The men rode off their ship without being caught.
Yes.
Once on the ship, Odysseus reveals his true identity by shouting to Cyclops.
My name is Odysseus.
Once hearing this, Cyclops cursed Odysseus and his men to the god Poseidon. The end.